Hello everyone. I feel so nervous to film this video, but I'm so excited to finally tell you guys officially on YouTube that I'm expecting a baby. I'm pregnant. I'm expecting a baby. I'm pregnant. Please bear with me. This video is going to be a whole journey. I've not even really written anything down. I just kind of wanted to get on here and chat with you guys and talk to you guys. And I'm planning on filming a Q&A next. So any questions that I haven't answered today about anything to do with the pregnancy and everything, feel free to leave a comment down below. So basically, I am, as I'm filming this, 13 weeks today. As I'm filming this, I haven't even told you guys anywhere, but I'm planning on announcing next week, I think, on my Instagram, which by the time you watch this video, it means I've already posted it. I'm so excited. I don't think I'm nervous. Like I said before, I'm nervous. I don't think I'm nervous. It's just something so new and unknown to me. And I'm like, ah. So let's start from the beginning. This was planned and we're so excited, Hamish and I. We've been trying since basically our wedding. I just feel so lucky and blessed and grateful and just so excited that it's worked out how it all has so far. I found out I was pregnant on the 1st of October, I think it was. It was the day after I had my first COVID vaccine. I remember the night of my vaccine, I was feeling sore in my arm, as you do. And I felt a bit nauseous. I was like, oh, that's weird. So I looked up on the COVID website where it has all the information about everything, and it was some side effects may include, and it had a whole list, and nausea was one of the frequent side effects. I was like, okay, that's fine. So that was all good. But then the next day, some pregnancy tests arrived in the mail because I'd ordered some online from a pharmacy online because it was a bit cheaper than buying them in store locally, and I was just buying some so that I had them on hand because I'd already used up my other ones in previous months testing to see if I was pregnant. And anyway, they arrived at 3 p.m. and I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna take one because I was due for my period the next day. I was like, it's a pack of 3, we'll just waste one, not expect anything of it. And of course they always say take your pregnancy test first thing in the morning, blah blah blah. So I wasn't expecting anything, and anyway I peed on it and I looked at it and immediately it was just big cross, hello, you're pregnant. So I didn't vlog it. I know I'm the worst YouTuber. I feel like everyone has these cute videos of them finding out they're pregnant, whereas I was just nah, I won't be pregnant. It was a hard positive line and I was just zah! So funny, I literally immediately text my cousin, instead of Hamish, my cousin Ainsley, and I think I just sent her a dot. She was like, are you pregnant? Immediately. I was like, I think so. Hamish was in Wellington for the day and he got home and I just put the tests in this Bobby Brown bag. Whoops, it's falling out the bottom, there's a hole. And of course by the time he had gotten home, I'd also taken another 2 tests because I was like, nah, surely that's wrong. So I took the dating one, which it no longer has the date on it. I popped them in the bag and I was like, look in the bag. And he looked in the bag and he's like, you pregnant? I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh my God, that's so exciting. We hugged, it was great. He's like, when are you due? What's its star sign gonna be? He's like, read me out the attributes of a Gemini. I'm due June the 10th, which is one of my best friends in the entire world's birthday, which is really cute. So she's like, it better be born on my birthday. I guess now that it's out in the open, I'll start updating you guys on my Instagram stories a little bit as well. I'm just so excited. So that's a little thing of how, I found out I was pregnant. Following that, I think my first symptom I had was I had food aversions really quick. So I found out I was pregnant when I was due for my first period. So I think when I was about 5 weeks pregnant, Hamish made me a homemade Eskender with mayonnaise and meat and stuff, and it made me want to vomit the thought of mayonnaise. And this is coming from someone who loves mayonnaise. I can't, no, not at all. The cabbage grossed me out. I couldn't even go near the cabbage. Louis wants to say hello. I literally started crying. He was like, why are you crying? Because he came back in, he went and did something, came back in, and I was sitting there with my meal at our breakfast bar and I was crying and I said, Hamish, I can't eat this, I'm so sorry. He spent so long cooking it for me. I was like, I can't eat it. It's just making me feel so sick. And he started laughing at me. His reaction every time I got over the top emotional was just cracking up laughing, because he's like, this is the pregnancy hormone, Shannon, this is not you. I was like, true. I know some people are gonna say oh, how are the How are the dogs reacting? I mean, they've got no idea. Like, they have not acted different at all. They're the same. Some people say, like, you know, they get pregnant and after a few weeks their dogs act really clingy and cuddly. I mean, he looks like he is, but he's always like this. But yeah, I'm not sure if like when the bump gets bigger if they'll notice, or like if it'll be once the baby is here they will notice. I mean, they're gonna have to notice eventually, but look how grey he's getting on his face. You're gonna be a big brother. You're not gonna be the baby of the house anymore and you're gonna hate it. I think the next symptom was straight up bloating. Like, no way. I've never experienced anything like it. Louis, this is not happening. I've never experienced bloating and gas and constipation like I have at the start of my pregnancy. Holy freaking shit. It's still kind of there. I mean, I'm still so bloated, and yeah, I'd say all the same issues are there, but it was definitely way worse, like probably between like weeks 5 and 10 or so. Like, it's unreal. I had nausea. A lot of people, you know, have morning sickness, aka all day sickness, evening sickness, morning sickness. Like, everyone kind of varies. I just personally felt sick all day, but it wasn't too bad. Like, I feel like I got kind of lucky. It was just nausea. It wasn't like full spewing or like being wrapped around the toilet. Like, I just felt like I had acid reflux all the time. Like, I was constantly like burping and it just felt yuck, and like I felt acidic. I feel like I've just had a friggin' 8-week hangover or something like that. And so that day that I got my COVID vaccine, that evening when I like felt sick, I'm pretty sure it was the pregnancy because it started then. But I thought it was the COVID vaccine, but no. I did have my second COVID vaccine as well 6 weeks. Was it 6 weeks later, or did I move it to a bit earlier? I think I moved it a little bit earlier, and just had a sore arm after that one. No other side effects, so that was fine. What other symptoms have I had? Tiredness. Whew. Some days I had to have naps in the afternoon, and I am not a napper, but it wasn't every day. I did make sure just to give myself so much rest every night, so I was sleeping, and still am. I sleep from like 10:30 till about 8 a.m, so I get so much sleep every night, and then if I need to, I just have a nap in the afternoon. I'm just being very gentle on my body, and if my body wants a nap, I give it a nap. I've been very careful to manage my stress levels. That's why I've been kind of shit with like all of my YouTube and Instagram and stuff. Like, it's been busy because it's that time of year where lots of brands want to work with me and do sponsored posts for like, you know, Black Friday and Christmas and everything. So I was doing a bit of ad work, but I felt a bit shit because I feel like I was doing more ads than normal posts because I was like, I'm pregnant and I want to talk about it and I'm going to say something and everyone's going to find out too early, and I don't know, I just wanted to wait until the first trimester was over just to make sure everything was all good and make sure baby was really healthy and everything. I don't know, I just felt really anxious about like everything on the internet. So yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, I was a bit shit with work and everything, but I didn't beat myself up over it because I'm just like, my stress levels need to be at an all-time low, my anxiety needs to be at an all-time low. And honestly, like ever since finding out, you know, that I'm pregnant, I feel like my anxiety's been so much better than normal. And this was something I was a little bit nervous for because for the last few years I've had like pretty bad anxiety here and there, and you know, depending on what's happening with my life, like it goes up, it goes down. Overall it's been like quite intense, especially around the time of our wedding and everything, naturally I guess. And I guess like I always thought about, you know, getting pregnant, and I was like, man, I hope I don't, you know, get real anxious and really freaked out. But although I have felt really nervous because, you know, anything can happen, I just tried to stay positive, and I feel like my anxiety overall was actually so much better than it was before I got pregnant. Like, it's almost like my body knows I'm pregnant. Well, obviously my body knows I'm pregnant, but it's just like given me all of these endorphins. I feel so happy and I feel so calm, and I feel like I am where I like need to be right now. And it's so weird, like it sounds cheesy, but like I just feel so good and excited, which is really weird. Like, yeah, I always worried about the emotions. I haven't had too many mood swings. I know that's another symptom a lot of people experience. I had a couple of times where I cried, like I said, about the meal, and I've cried a couple of times at like sad TikToks. But other than that, like, no, haven't been angry or anything like that. I've just been pretty happy. I feel like I've been social, I've been hanging out with my friends a lot. Like I'm just really happy. Some of my favorite pregnancy apps are Pregnancy Plus, Nurture, which I pay for the Nurture one. Like they've got like a subscription thing and it gives you like daily updates about baby's growth, what's happening, and all of those types of things. I like Ovia Pregnancy, I like Babycenter. Some of them have forums and things. I'll list some of those down below. This is apparently how big baby is today as I'm filming this. As big as a pea pod. Which is really cute. I love looking at these things. So on Pregnancy Plus you can like add little notes under each week. So I think the first week I started filling in was week 4. I had heaps of discharge, like healthy discharge, but I did. Really weird dreams, and I still have them. I have really weird vivid dreams. The most out the gate weird ones, but they're always about people I know. Really bad cramps from the gas and just like cramps in general, which made me freak out a lot, because, you know, as you do, you Google everything, and try not to, but I know you will. Like if you're like me, you will. Cramping can be like a bad sign, but honestly it's also so normal. And I talked to my midwives about that and they were like, it's totally, like, it's fine, you know, it's fine, you'll be fine, and I'm fine. At 5 weeks was when I already had to start peeing during the night, which wasn't normal for me. I have to pee every single night without fail. At 5 weeks was when Hamish, I literally wrote here, Hamish made me a chicken and skinned it with mayo, and the mayo made me want to vomit. When he came back into the kitchen and I told him I couldn't eat it, I started crying and Hamish started laughing at me because it's so stupid. It's almost like when you're extremely overtired and irrational, except even worse. I also experienced like hot and cold flashes, which only lasted a couple of days, which was really random. A thumping heart, like my heart seemed to like beat really full on, which apparently is something to do with like all of the extra blood your body's creating. I was like really amazed at how early I felt a lot of these pregnancy symptoms as well. I thought I was being really dramatic until I went onto these like forums where other like first time mums were talking about their symptoms that were like due in a similar kind of like time frame as me, so they were along in pregnancy at a similar time, you know. And I was like, wow, like I thought these were kind of symptoms that you would have far later in the pregnancy, but there you go. I also had dandruff real bad for like week 4 and 5. I don't know if that was connected to that or if that was something else, but I wrote it down anyway. I feel like all of my symptoms kind of stayed the same until maybe last week. I feel like the acid reflux, the nausea's gone down a lot. So like week 11 to 12, that's when it happened for me. Like it didn't feel like I had to eat all the time. That's another thing. You know, during weeks 4 through to probably week 10, I felt like I had to eat breakfast every day, which is not normal for me because 1, I was so much hungrier than normal, and 2, it made the nausea go away. So I would just eat like small amounts all day just to keep the nausea at bay. I craved just simple foods. I craved muffin splits and toast and spaghetti bolognese and pasta snacks. What else? Like basically I craved really simple foods that I kind of grew up on. There was one day I made pancakes, and I shit you not, I don't think I've eaten pancakes since I was a teenager. I just felt like foods that took me back to my teen years and childhood years, or like foods that my grandma used to cook me, like deviled sausages and mashed potatoes and stuff like that. I could handle vegetables like potato. Sometimes I could handle some beans or some capsicum. Loved tomato, loved avocado. What's new? Thank God I didn't start disliking them, because that was one of my more substantial meals, was when I would make avocado and tomato on toast. Couldn't stand eggs, still not really into them. Lots of meat, didn't really like it. Kind of just forced myself to eat a bit of meat, like some red meat and stuff like that, but don't really like it. I feel like now in weeks like 12 to 13, where I'm at the moment, I feel like my appetite's coming back. I'm craving salads, I'm craving cabbage, I'm craving heaps more food, which is good because I'm so sick of just giving my body like white carbs. I don't think I have like a bump yet, but I do kind of look pregnant because I'm so bloated. And it's funny because, you know, I've got that body shape where ever since I've been like 20 on YouTube, people have been like, are you pregnant? Are you pregnant? Because as soon as I'm bloated, I look pregnant. I carry my weight low in my stomach. So now it's just like extreme because I'm so bloated. And I mean, I guess my uterus has grown a bit, so it's probably starting to push out a little bit at this point. But I wouldn't say it's like a proper bump yet. It's just kind of like bloat. I'll try to like find a picture and pop it up for you. I haven't really taken too many yet. I'm kind of waiting for it to actually look like a bump, you know? What do we think the sex will be? Oof. I was convinced it would be a girl, but now I'm not sure. Now I keep thinking boy. I can't make up my mind. I'd love to know what you guys think I'll have. I'm thinking of filming a like old wives tales, like guess the sex, from like doing all these weird at-home tests and things video. I think I want to do one of them, which will be fun. So keep an eye out for that. My channel is still makeup primarily, but I will have like a few pregnancy videos here and there if you guys don't mind, because I'm just so excited about it. I was considering putting this on my vlog channel, but I have always wanted to add more lifestyle type content to this channel anyway, so we're just gonna put it on here. And then of course the vlogs will be filled with the in-between bits. So yeah, I've been so shit at vlogging too, because once again I'm like, I'm gonna slip up and say something or like show something that I'm not supposed to. I don't really have any like pregnancy must-haves yet, except as soon as I pretty much found out I was pregnant, I went onto Amazon and I bought a pregnancy pillow. I've always loved like tri-pillows, but I bought a proper pregnancy pillow that literally goes like all the way down my body, and it's really flexible and it's been a game changer, even just when I've had really bad bloating, because obviously it's more for like when you've got a bump and it's to help to support it, or when you're breastfeeding to help support the baby, you can like wrap the pillow around and everything. But even just having it early on for me was a lifesaver. It helped me sleep so much better, because there were nights where my bloating and cramping were like quite painful from gas and stuff like that, and just being able to kind of like maneuver myself into a certain position and like just anchor myself in this huge soft cuddly pillow, game changer. I definitely recommend grabbing one of them early on, because it will just help keep you comfortable when your body's feeling a little bit funny. And I've been using moisturizer on my tummy and legs and everything. I feel like I've put on some weight in my thighs, which is so random, because usually if I gain weight, it's like my face, my arms, my stomach, like under my boobs. Whereas, yeah, I feel like my thighs have gotten bigger, which is so weird. Oh, another symptom, or a few symptoms, strong sense of smell, so much spit in my mouth, where like sometimes I'd have to spit like into the sink because I would just like have so much spit in my mouth. It's weird. My nipples, that was actually probably the earliest symptom I felt, but I thought it was me getting my period, because before every period my nipples would be so sensitive, but not like this. I don't know, I just thought like, oh, that's sore. But then once, you know, finding out I was pregnant, and all the way till now still my nipples like feel like razor blades. Like if you touch them, it feels like razor blades. I feel like it's slowly kind of getting less painful now, but holy freaking shit. They haven't gotten bigger or darker or anything like that yet, but I feel like they stick out more, which is so weird. Honestly, bodies are wild. Sorry if some of this is TMI, by the way. I don't know. I found watching these videos really helpful, like, you know, when I found out that I was pregnant and like going through the first trimester, before I told a lot of people, of course, because I'd only told like a couple of close friends and family members, and I kind of just wanted to know, like, is this normal, like these things I was feeling? So this might help someone out there. So yeah, all those of you who are like super curious, like, there you go, nipple chats. My skin broke out a little bit because I did stop using chemical exfoliants and things like that on my skin, because it's not really safe when you're pregnant. So I stopped all of that. I've just had a really simple skincare routine. So yeah, I had some breakouts and things, but I've kind of got them under control now. I've got so many of these red dots on my arms. Can you see them all? So many of them. I always have them, but they're so much worse during pregnancy for me. I don't know what's up there. Even through fake tan, you can see them all. I get out of breath already as well, especially in the last couple of weeks. Like if I'm chatting, I'm like, like I get out of breath. If I put away some washing or I put a sheet on the bed, I have to like sit down afterwards and like rest. I'm like, geez, like how the heck am I gonna cope? Next trimester, the late second and third trimester, like I'm gonna struggle with life. I've still been trying to work out quite a bit, but If I didn't feel like it, once again, I didn't stress out about it. I was just like, whatever. I was just doing a bit of cardio, like cross trainer, treadmill, just trying to get my steps in, keep my lungs going, you know, just try to keep up that fitness. There'd be some weeks where I'd only go once or twice to the gym, so I'll work my way back into like getting some more steps in, because I just think it's important to like keep that fitness going. I have had 2 scans, so I'll pop up a picture. I had my dating scan because my cycle runs short. I've got like a 23-day cycle or something like that. They wanted to get me in for a dating scan to see how far along I was and to figure out my due date. And prior to getting pregnant, I was using the Flow app. I subscribed to it, so I was paying for the paid version of the Flow app and tracking my ovulation and tracking my periods and stuff like that. I found that quite helpful. And so when I found out I was pregnant, I clicked the pregnant button on there and it said that I would be due on June 13th. So the dating scan came back 3 days different, so pretty close. So yeah, June 10th, and that scan was really cool and it made me feel a lot better, because before that, you know, you have a few of these symptoms, but then you think, oh, like, am I sick enough? Like, am I really pregnant? You have all of these like imposter thoughts, which is so unhealthy, but I think so normal. So if you're going through those kind of thoughts as well, like, it's normal. I think everyone feels that way. You know, going in for my first midwife appointment, they were like, oh, how are you feeling? I was like, I'm just very anxious. Like, how do I know this is a real thing? They're like, you'll be fine, don't worry. Everyone thinks like that. Went to my scan, and just to see the little flutter, like they already could see the heartbeat. The heartbeat was like 160 something. And just to see that there was a little baby growing in there, like it was just the best feeling. Me and Hamish were like, oh my god, and I like cried, and it was just really cool. So that was a nice quick scan. And then I had another scan beginning of this week while I'm filming, which was my like 13-week scan to check everything was all good, and heartbeat was going lovely again. I think the heartbeat this time was 144 or something like that, which was smack bang in the middle of like the healthy range, and it really looked like a baby this time. Like last time, you know, it was so early, whereas, you know, the 13-week scan, you could see the little arms waving. It was holding its hands like this, playing with its face. It was like opening and shutting its mouth and like blowing bubbles and like all of it. What is this? Have I got lipstick up there? That's cool. I didn't notice that till now. I have a couple of little like videos which I'll put up on the screen. Baby was flipping, literally flipping around in my uterus. Flipping, kicking me and stretching out the legs. It was so cute. Hamish was like, holy crap, like I didn't know that was so active. I suppose they've got so much room in there right now because baby's only tiny. And the baby is just taking full advantage of all that space, just like flipping around. But yeah, that was really cool and really special, and I wish I could have a scan every friggin' day and look at that every day, but you know, you can't. So the next scan's at 20 weeks, I think, for the sex. I do want to find out the sex of the baby because I want to paint the baby's room at our new house. Like, we're building at the moment, so our build's not going to be quite done before baby gets here, but that's okay. But I still want to like get all that ready. I want to go shopping. I haven't done much shopping for the actual baby yet because I'm trying to wait until I know what the sex is, and I just wanted to wait a little bit longer as well, just because I'm still trying to figure out like what I need and everything. So I guess I'll do more videos about that once I start shopping, and I'll show you guys what we get for the baby and everything. I don't know, there's a whole lot to learn, so I'm just taking it slow. So I had my scan Tuesday. On Monday morning we went to our second midwife appointment, and got to hear the baby's heartbeat on the little Doppler, which was so amazing. That was the first time we ever heard the heartbeat, because at the ultrasounds when you saw it, I cried naturally. It was the coolest sound. It was so funny. She put it on me and I started laughing because I was so happy, and then it was like the sound was like, whoa, like really full on, because like my stomach was bouncing around. I was like, I'm sorry. She found the heartbeat so quick. She was like, you know, beforehand she was like, just so you know, like don't freak out. Sometimes it can take us a while to locate the heartbeat. Whoops. And so I was kind of expecting to lay there freaking out for ages, but she literally put it on, and after like 10 seconds there it was, nice and strong. So she was super happy about that. Everything seemed fine, and you know, she was so nice. Like, I've got like a midwife group, and everyone I've met so far is so nice, so I'm really thankful. So yeah, everything is on track, everything is good so far. I'm so excited for the next scan. I have another midwife appointment before we go away for New Year's, and then another one when I get back, and they'll just check on baby's heartbeat and everything and make sure I'm all good. So those visits are so fast as well, like literally the midwife appointments. The first one was a while because you go over all of your like history and health and like all of that, and then the second one was literally like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So super quick. Yeah, everything's just gone really well and I'm really excited. Our families are super excited. Hamish's parents are like over the moon. My mum is just, she's lost the plot. She's so excited, as you can imagine. I get emotional thinking about it. Like I feel like I could cry right now, but I'm not going to. It's just a really exciting time. So yeah, I'm so excited to see Hamish become a dad. Like I just think he's gonna be the best dad in the world. Like he's such a good person. Like some of you guys have had the pleasure of meeting him in real life. Sometimes like when I'm talking to you guys like at meetups and stuff, you guys are like, Hamish is just the best. I'm like, literally, like people don't realize how cool he is until they meet him in real life. Like he is so caring. He puts everyone before himself. He works so hard. He's gonna be a great dad. Oh, I have one more thing that's happened as well. The hay fever. But apparently it's not just hay fever, it's also something else that pregnant women get, and it's like to do with like swelling of the sinuses and stuff like that. Wow. Like basically let's just call it hay fever symptoms. Out of control. I haven't been taking hay fever medication because it's a bit up in the air whether it's safe or not, so I've just decided to not. I'm sneezing like 100 times a day. It's hectic. I'm constantly sneezing. The snot is just never ending. It's a real fun time, but it's okay. It'll all be worth it in the end. So I don't know. I feel like this video was all over the place. I'm so sorry if it was. I hope it was still like helpful or nice to listen to or interesting or something like that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you've got any questions down below. I'll do a Q&A about everything and talk about some more stuff that I've no doubt forgotten. And yeah, I love you all and I can't wait to go on this journey with you as well, because I mean you've been here with me since I was what, like 18 or something, and I'm now 29, so I've really grown up with you guys and accomplished so much thanks to you guys, so I can't wait to share more. Bye.